Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have another amazing story for y'all. I am excited, I am happy, and most importantly, guys, I'm not fucking faded. So this video might be a lot more fluent. You might notice I'm a lot smarter, a lot more enthusiastic, and I am all doing this for the better of this channel because I actually care about it. So yeah, I decided I wasn't gonna smoke until I created this video because I wanted to be locked in. You guys have read by the title. Today I got chased by cops with a few of my friends while we were faded. And it was a bit of a freaky deaky experience. So without further ado, let's hop right into this story. So this all started on a really gray, musty, crummy school day in around sophomore year. It was grade 10. You guys, if you listen to the story about me tweaking on the ADHD medication, y'all know that around this time, the drugs hadn't fully raped me yet. They hadn't fully kicked my ass and humbled me yet. They were still fun, they were still cool, and they were still awesome. And I also wasn't doing a lot of drugs in the first place, part of the reason why I hadn't realized they were shit yet. I was hanging out with my boy Jack. Now me and Jack, we don't hang out a lot, but when we do, he's a chill guy. He might pop up in some other stories, but I'm not quite sure. Me and Jack were kind of bored. We had skipped school. I didn't even go. I think he ended up skipping halfway through. But we ended up meeting up with some other friends that had skipped because we wanted to sesh, as we normally do, and we normally did around this time, you know? And there was this area that we commonly smoked out. Now this area was the place. This was the D-Gen spot. You did crack, heroin, meth. People died here. People had sex here. I'm joking, it didn't get that bad, but this was just the D-Gen spot. You guys get the point. It wasn't really a productive area. It was just cool because it was away from like civilians and the general public. And it was kind of in the middle of, I would say, a trail. You see, there was like two streets that was joined together by this trail, and in the middle of this trail was some tracks, and there was also a river that ran underneath these tracks that kind of linked in almost like a cross, you know, almost kind of like a cross. The river was underneath with the train tracks running over top of it. And we would always sit and smoke on the concrete platforms that kind of were the tunnels for the stream to run through and where the train tracks rested on top. So we would just chill on these platforms, obviously off the tracks, smoking some weed, vibing, listening to music, having a very good degenerate time. I remember one guy actually came around here randomly, actually just out of nowhere. And it turns out some of the kids I was with knew him. This is kind of off topic. And he proceeded to tell me how he was doing meth, heroin, all these fucking stupid hard drugs, and he was proud of it, and I honestly thought he was such an idiot, and I still do. This day we were just smoking, and my friends decided they wanted to play chicken. It was I'm pretty sure it was Liam and Alex. Liam and Alex, that's what we're gonna call these guys. They wanted to play chicken on the road. And you know, at this age, I'm not gonna lie, I did the same thing. It was fun as fuck. It was so fun. Let's go risk our lives, guys. Because if we die, who gives a fuck? Let's just kill ourselves right now, right? Anyway, that was really dark. I'm sorry. But yeah, we would play chicken, and it was just fun to do while you were faded. It was also incredibly dangerous. I mean, if one of us tripped and fell and died, like the rest of us just would have been scarred for life. It would have been game over. Our lives would have just been ended like that. Permanently just would have been sat in a corner, silent, staring at nothing, just picturing that one time my friend's head got decapitated on a train track. But luckily that never happened. But what did happen is the conductors of the trains actually called the cops on us. And I'm not really surprised because my friend Alex and Liam were actually giving the finger to the conductors. So I mean, it was warranted. It was warranted. And so probably about 20 minutes after a train came by, I was looking down the tracks, and I don't know if it was me, we all kind of noticed, but we were all kind of looking down the tracks, fucking around, smoking, and we noticed two uniformed officers walking down the tracks headed towards our direction. Now, when I tell you that we scrambled like a pack of wild zoo animals when we seen these people, and sounded like it too, we probably sounded like a bunch of actual monkeys. I'm not joking, a bunch of actual monkeys. Holy crap, we got scared. We started belligerently screaming and running out of the trail because we were terrified, man. We were like 14, maybe 15 at the most, weed in my bag, cops coming down the tracks, we were doing something illegal. Not really a situation that I had been in or wanted to be in ever. So we tried to hide in the actual like lining, the tree line of this trail. And the reason why this was a secluded area, because there was this one ground level track that we chilled on to smoke, but there was an upper level track to the left side of the trail that it was almost like a wall, because the track went up probably like, I'd say 10-15 meters, and it was a steep hill, a steep incline to get up this hill. So it was like a massive wall. So when we went out the other side, we were kind of hiding in the tree line right before it just opened onto a street. So we were hiding in the tree line next to this wall, and the cops were like 30 meters away, just searching, just looking around, sniffing their piggy fucking noses. Oink, oink, motherfucker. Pigs. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry if you're a cop. I decided it would be a fantastic, amazing, spectacular idea to start smoking a bowl while the cop was 20 meters away, because why the fuck not? Let's get lit. Let's get faded, all right? So that's exactly what I did. I sparked this nice bowl up, and holy crap, bro. Jack, the guy that I originally met up with these kids with to skip school, was having a fucking heart attack. And the funniest part about this is this guy at the time was on heart medication, and he was actually stressing so hard, and I felt kind of bad because it's like, this guy takes meds for this shit and like it's not working. The meds were not working, to say the least. He was freaking out that day. But probably, you know, after I smoked this bowl, this cop obviously eventually got a little too close. I don't think he's seen us, but he was going to. And me being me, I knew I had to make a move. See, I was the move maker in this situation. I knew shit had to go down. So I immediately got up, even though my friends were telling me not to, because they were frozen in fear. I think it was mostly Jack, frozen in fear. Alex, Liam, and Tyler. I don't know if I said Tyler's name earlier. They were kind of just, it was all funny to us, really. So I impulsively got up as soon as I seen the cop get too close, and I ran the heck up this steep incline, which was hard by itself because it was legitimately hard to climb up. You would fall backwards if you lean, like, it's one of those type of hills where if you run up it, you might fall backwards type shit. But that's not the worst part, guys. The worst part is going down this incline. Holy crap. Now me, I just barely skimmed my fucking little Skechers right by this. Like, the way this worked is it was a steep incline right into a fucking ditch with rocks. So if you weren't really lucky, you were just gonna face plant and crumble into a bunch of rocks, bust your kneecaps, probably cry your little eyes out like a pussy type shit, you know what I mean? But me being the skilled fucking acrobatic fit amazing man I am, I jumped right over that shit because I'm him. But unfortunately, my other friends weren't so successful in this. Now Jack, he's another tall guy like me. He got down perfectly fine. The rest of them, they kind of tumbled and crumbled. Their shoes got fucked up. But the person who got messed up the most was Alex. When I tell you, I look behind me and this motherfucker ragdolled down this steep incline, popping up looking like a literal chimney kid, like a kid that would clean chimneys in like the 1700s. This guy, I don't even know how it was physically possible to get that dirty that quickly, but this guy ragdolled down this hill, probably going like 20 Ks an hour, gets up, and I mean, the adrenaline, we just keep running, and we run deeper into the forest. And from there, we were just hiding, just hibernating. And now my boy Jack was still tweaking to this point, like still tweaking to the point where it was getting honestly kind of boring to hear him talk. It was like, come on, man, like, shut the fuck up, bro. But Jack was tweaking. He lost his water bottle. He started tweaking about that. This guy just started tweaking. Jack started tweaking. Biggest tweaker of that week, that month. Not the biggest tweaker of the year or of 2024. So we might do an awards. We might actually give the biggest tweaker awards to someone here soon that I'll tell a story about. But yeah, he was tweaking in the moment, but he chilled out later. We got bored of waiting there, and I decided, you know what, fuck this, I'm going home, because I lived like 5 minutes away. So I popped out on the opposite side of the trail that we tried to escape from. And at this point, Jack was still telling us we should wait, but I didn't really care to do so, man. I was faded. I didn't give a fuck. Around this time of my life, I really did not give a fuck. All right, and these stories really show for it. But of course, my luck, these cops literally spun around. I guess they expected us to come out the other side. Man, these cops were trying so hard today. They must have had some quotas they had to fill. There was no crackheads overdosing downtown. There was no children they had to beat up downtown. And there was no domestic assault cases they had to attend to. So today they thought they were just gonna bother children. And they tracked us down after an hour. Like, this is like a whole hour process, hiding, you know, running. And they did finally get us. And you would think after all that effort that they'd actually get us in trouble, but nothing came of it, really. They warned us of the dangers. They warned us what we could be fined with if we were caught again, what we could be, you know, possibly charged with. And then they ran us down for our names and our mom's numbers. Now, I felt sketch. I didn't want to give him my parents' number, and I also didn't want to give him my name. I didn't feel like being in the system, guys. So I used that brain of mine, and I decided that Niall sounds awfully similar to Kyle. And so I told the cop my name was Kyle. He didn't question it at all. And then he asked for my father's phone number or my mother's phone number. And here, guys, I pulled a quick one on this fucker. You guys know who I am. I gave this guy my older brother's phone number. And guys, the bloodline is goated. All right, it runs in the blood, and my brother ended up saving my ass, completely saving my ass, and I didn't get in any trouble whatsoever. That being said, Tyler, Liam, Alex, and Jack were all in a lot of trouble. They were all grounded. They were all, I didn't see them for a while after that, and I heard a lot from them. Their parents were not happy. Caught smoking weed, caught on the tracks. And I will actually mention, one of these cops walked up behind me during this exchange, and I heard him physically sniff like a little fucking pig. And he knew I was high, but at this point, man, Canada, 2022, 2023 maybe, everyone and their fucking grandma smokes weed, all right? A weed charge, that's nothing for them. I don't even know if they could charge anyone for weed anymore, to be honest. I think there's no penalty for that in Canada. But yeah, guys, that was the time we got chased by cops and my friends got absolutely analed by their parents due to it. Me, I got off scot-free. I had way too much freedom, as you guys could tell. Way too much freedom. A blessing and a curse. Anyway, that was an amazing story. I really hope you guys enjoyed listening to that as much as I did telling it. I'm feeling so fluent, so active, so great today. This channel really is making me a better person. It's forcing me to be sober to tell these stories, which is great. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy these videos, please leave a like, please subscribe, and without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video.